Finding the perfect home starts with REMAX.com, which features charming cottages, bungalows, homesteads, hideaways, and abodes. Conveniently located right in the heart of everywhere. Also includes 5 million bedrooms, 4 million bathrooms, plus every type of floor, staircase, fireplace, period detail, and some of the best schools anywhere. Find the listings you love and the agents who can get them at REMAX.com. That's the sign of a REMAX agent.
Playoffs are heating up and there are great games on both sides of the state line. Let's take a look at this week's REMAX Big 3 games. We start with Missouri with an anticipated rematch as Kearney travels to Smithville. This is the fourth time these teams will play dating back to the start of the 2022 season. Kearney won the regular season matchup last season, and then the Warriors earned the district title last year. This year, Smithville got the regular season win in Week 3, 41-21, and the Bulldogs haven't lost since, winners of 8 straight. Smithville is on an 8-game winning streak of its own after losing its only game of the year in Week 2 to Platte County. It's all on the line for these two teams who are good enough to go all the way in Missouri Class 4. The next REMAX Big 3 game is at Oak Park, where the Northmen host Park Hill and a meeting of old rivals. In the past, these teams played on a regular basis as both teams were in Class 5. This is the first time since 2011 they will meet on the field, and this time it means a berth in the Class 6 quarterfinals. The Trojans are playing their best football of the season, winning 2 of their last 3 games with only a 21-28 defeat at the hands of undefeated number 1 Lee Summit North. Oak Park is undefeated, but has had to put in some work to stay that way, rallying from 11 points down to beat Staley 28-21 last week. These old rivalries will be renewed with one team keeping its season alive. The final REMAX Big 3 game on the Missouri side is Rockhurst at Lee Summit North in a battle of top-ranked teams. The Hawklets have just one loss in the season way back in week number 3. Since that time, Rockhurst has won 7 straight, including an impressive 31-8 win over Lee Summit West last week. The Broncos have yet to lose and are looking for a return to the state championship game where they lost to CBC last year. North is the number 1 team in the state and is undefeated, but the school has never beaten Rockhurst. The teams last played in the district championship in 2018, and the Broncos will look for that first ever win and a 3rd straight district championship Friday night. Our first REMAX Big 3 game on the Kansas side is St. Thomas Aquinas hosting Basehor Linwood in a Class 4A quarterfinal game. The Bobcats are on the road for the 2nd straight week, but bring the confidence of beating an undefeated Lewisburg, who was the number 2 seed in the East bracket. Basehor Linwood have shown the ability to bounce back this season after opening the year with 2 losses before winning 5 straight. Then the Bobcats dropped their regular season finale to DeSoto, but since have won back-to-back games to advance to the quarterfinals. The Saints are in a similar situation. Aquinas started 4-0, but dropped 3 of its next 4 before winning its first 2 playoff games, including a tough 14-7 victory over defending Class 4A champ Bishop Miege. The winner of this game has a good chance of advancing all the way to the title game, so everything is on the line. The next REMAX Big 3 game is Blue Valley Northwest at Gardner-Edgerton. This is a matchup of the last 2 teams to represent the East in the Kansas 6A bracket. Northwest won the title in 2021, and the Trailblazers were the runners-up last year. The Huskies are playing their best football of the season after battling injuries earlier in the year. Last week, Northwest took out Olathe South and its high-powered offense 47-42. This week, they will face a Gardner-Edgerton squad that only has 1 loss and hasn't allowed more than 21 points all season. The Trailblazers have allowed 7 points or less in 6 of their 7 wins, including 3 shutouts. This is a battle of championship-caliber teams with only one continuing its season past Friday night. Final REMAX Big 3 game is what seems like an annual playoff tilt as Blue Valley heads to Olathe North. These 2 traditional powers meet for the 6th time in the last 10 seasons. Olathe North has won the last 3, but are facing a Blue Valley team that is playing its best football of the year. Tigers are coming off an impressive 17-0 win over Olathe East and are riding a defense that has been dominant the last few weeks. The Eagles only have a 21-14 loss to Gardner-Edgerton as a blemish on their record, but they are playing outstanding football, winning their last 5 games. In those games, North's defense has allowed just 59 points. This should be a classic battle between teams that are used to playing well into November. Remember, you can find the REMAX Big 3 games each week on PrepsKC.com and the PrepsKC YouTube channel.